50% race at ISM. Alright. That last
two
race,
winners.
that last race was fucking
Last race,
insane.
Fluffy pulled out the win. He beat out the 12 of FL. I believe those two are definitely going to be some cars to beat in this ISM race. The short track 1 mile, newly reconfigured with the start finish line right before the dog leg, which usually makes for some good restarts. Like I said earlier, it's a 50% race. It'll be a long one at this 1 mile, but I'm sure that these guys will try to get their races. And I believe there was an Xfinity driver who was supposed to drive Razor Sharp, but he will not get his opportunity in his hot seat, so he will not be in the field tonight, which does not help him in his Cup Series dream.
Yeah, oh man, it's kind of sad to hear that. I mean, he seemed really stoked about wanting to do the race today.
Yeah. And unfortunate for not just him, but other drivers in that Xfinity race who should have or who could have had this race in their schedule today. There was a lot of good drivers last Thursday, I believe, in the ISM race.
Yep. So it looks like we have two different drivers in this one. It looks like we're gonna have Noko in the 18, and then the 8 is gonna be Kevin Macy.
And the 8 might have been in the last race as well, I believe.
Yes, that is right. Yep. Kevin Macy did race the last race. That is true. But we do have one different driver, and that's the 18.
And
So
Noko, the last truck, I believe the last truck race at Las Vegas, he pulled out a win. Last lap, there was an overtime finish. There was a run by Larson himself, and he got loose. There was a wreck, and Noko was able to hold on. I don't know if he races Xfinity Opportunity, but Noko is a Cup regular. He goes down to the trucks to give them a run for their money. And
so basically, your overall Kyle Busch.
yeah, but that's the whole league. It just
Okay.
depends on who's the better Kyle Busch.
Alright, so it looks like Fluffy and T-Wing are going to be on your front row with Fluffy leading him to the green. The next row looks like it's going to be Big D and RJ Smitty. The row after that is going to be the 88 of Stranded and the 9 of RKM. The row after that is going to be the 13 of Canfield and the 3 of AK. The row after that is going to be the 20 car of Proofer and the 22 of From the Back. The 41 car of Terry 5X and the 21 of
Katati.
Hey, K-Tatty. There we go. Then we got, after that, we got the 8 car of Kevin Macy and the 18 of Noko. And then rounding out the field is going to be FL in the 12 car.
And that's pretty interesting. FL had a great showing at Las Vegas, had a strong car. He about won the race, finished second to Fluffy.
Yeah, but he's going to have to work way from the back in this one, surprisingly too.
Yep. And he's behind some cars that last race were wrecking a lot more, and with this 1 mile oval, there's a lot of places where people are going to be letting off. They won't be just holding the gas. I know when I race here, I let off early, and some people just dive it in there. It'll be interesting to see how that will affect everyone's races.
Yeah,
But I
I
believe,
feel like since you gotta let off here, I really hope some drivers show some patience when they know that they can drive it in deeper. So
and I did talk to Giggity after the Xfinity race here. His strategy in that race was to save fuel. I'm sure he will be looking to do that, and the way he told me he does it is he lets off early. We'll have to see if he tries to pull that strategy out here today.
well,
These guys are going to get situated,
looks like the 41 already wrecked before we even got to green.
and we will have to see if that. Hopefully, it doesn't bring on a caution or a game caution. We don't want to get under a game caution before we start. As we look at the different schemes of this race compared, we have Fluffy in the Fastenal Ford. That thing's been fast, I'm sure, all so far, each race. We'll have to see if Fluffy is able to pull away on this fast lap. As we will, on my screen, I will be taking a trackside view. As here they come to the line. We'll have to see if anybody steps out before the line. And Fluffy dives down. Fluffy, no one gets under him as the 14 of T-Wing is able to stay with him. And then they go into turn one. As you can see, the 20 car. He just
Oh,
dove it
22
in
and the
there
2
for,
wreck. Big
and there
wreck.
goes teammates. Will
The
that bring
8,
out a caution?
the 22, the 2, and the 8 car side, they kept it going so it doesn't look like there's a caution.
There will not be a caution. Fluffy definitely turned 3 and 4, pulled away from the 14 of T-Wing as he holds on to the second. It looks like the 4 car is diving it in as deep as he can, but he's not able to hold the speed that he gets into the turn. Big D.
Yeah, 4 car looks like he's diving.
Fluffy.
He's using the line that he's probably learned from Kevin Harvick himself, going all 4s below the yellow line.
Looks like someone in the back is into the wall. The 9 car
Yeah,
is
oh,
wrecking.
we got some wrecked cars back there.
3 cars
Caution.
around the 20.
Yeah, it was the 20,
like
the
the 3s
9, and
involved.
the 3. The 41 probably got involved a little bit too.
Looks like some people just when the cars got 8-eyed, they ran into it.
Yep, it looks like the 13 wants to run unsponsored today.
I think that might be this test car. It looks like they might have had an incident in practice, and these teams are known to not have sponsored cars as their backups, just because they don't expect to go to backups. You know, it looks like Geico is on the side of that car. So that's some good exposure for those guys to be on the car still for this 13.
It looks like no surprise strategy here at the beginning. RJ Smitty's up at second though. I don't. So some cars probably pitted, some stayed out. Looks like.
The 13, he got some positions there, so they almost have pitted and just different strategies varying here. As you can see, turn
The
one.
88 went way low. Trying to
As the
get
17
some time
into
where
the
he
wall,
can.
here comes the 14 of T-Wing.
Ooh, the 4 makes
some
a contact, comes back up. That might cause a caution. Nope, everybody's able to keep it straight. But Big D did have an incident. Yeah, Big D kind of caused a little bit of an incident coming out of 4. We're still really early on in this race, and we've already had, I think, what, 3 cautions now?
I think that was the second one. At the beginning of the race, we did have a little bit of an incident before we got to green, but that wasn't a big deal to affect anybody's day.
Yeah, it looks like the 13 car is up at the front right now, surprisingly. Oh, the 14 car stayed out while everybody else pitted, it looks like. So T-Wing is up at front.
Interview from the back. As I can see, the 20 car dove it in under the 4. They're 4 wide in turn 2 right now.
Yo, 4 wide on exit too. They're still
like
going
Fluffy
4
got put
wide.
to the back. Fluffy's trying to be
Oh,
patient.
88 car or 9 car goes up high. Everybody saves
And
it.
it looks like Fluffy's just gonna pick them off when they make mistakes here.
Oh, 17 car hits the wall. Fluffy losing all the time he just been gaining.
And it looks like this 20 car, he just drove up into the 4 car using them as like a wall there.
Yeah, I don't know how.
Made the 8 car have to get out of the gas.
Yeah, I don't know how happy that 4 car is gonna be later on.
Yeah, this 20 car.
Oh, they're going 3 wide. These guys are being really aggressive early on in this race.
Definitely. As I can see, a lot of these cars, they're just washing up the track. But then you have someone like the 88 who's able to hold a line under that yellow line, which is not really getting them anywhere because these guys are kind of just wall popping right now.
Yeah, if some of these guys weren't wall popping, he'd be getting a lot more time.
And some of that is just inexperience on the wheel. And I feel like some of these Cup guys, they're just put there, and they might not be able to be demoted yet to a lower series. That'll be depending on higher officials and higher owners.
Yeah, this battle between the 20, the 9, and the 88 has been pretty interesting. I'm keeping an eye on this battle right now. Because it doesn't look like there's any other battles on track right now.
And I think the 20, it's hurting him for just diving it in there and using the wall, though, because it seems like the more he does that, people get in his way. This 22 just tried to block the 8. It looks like he's trying to get to him. I'll have to watch this battle here.
Yeah, 22 and the 8 going at it. Everything else is pretty much gotten single file.
Behind him, I see Fluffy back there.
Yeah, Fluffy hit the wall earlier, so he's picking him up now.
I think he's just trying to buy his time too, knowing that there's gonna be some pits out. The 20 is in the wall.
20 hit the wall. That's gonna lose him some time. Looks like Fluffy's gonna try to get around him now.
And I think this 20 car is just wall popping now, and he's using Fluffy up a lot. This 20 car definitely isn't trying to race with etiquette tonight.
No, definitely not right now. It's way too early to be doing the type of driving he's doing.
And yeah, it looks like he's trying not to wall pop, but he can't really help anything. He's just doing it. He blocks Taddy.
I think what's happening, I think his car is just set to be so tight early on. I think it's just the natural line he has to take.
I believe that might be the same with the car behind them. It might be the 18. The 18's doing the same thing.
The 8 car goes way low, trying to get a run off doing it. But it looks like he's losing him a little bit of time. He lost time to the 20 and the 21. Because they're coming right up on him. Yeah, K-Taddy and the 21 just got around the 20 car.
Watching this 20 car, I'm gonna see what he does. He's right behind Taddy. About to see if he tries to dive in really deep.
Yeah, we
Looks
have
like turns 3 and 4. Oh, and the 22 is around. He hits the 20.
Ooh. And it looks like it's gonna be a yellow. The 4 and the 3 were having a good battle up towards the front.
And that will cause a caution. Looks like the 8 was around.
Yeah, the 8, the 20, and the 41 were all around on that one.
It looks like the 22 also might have been involved just post-wreck, after the wreck started.
Yeah, it looked like there was a couple decent battles going on. Got spread out pretty quickly, a little bit unexpectedly to me, because of how aggressive they were driving.
And I think just this 20 car, just on the start of the run, he just wasn't able to hold a good line, but it seemed like later in the run he was able to keep it off the wall. But that'll be interesting to see if the higher rankings try to do something about the wall popping, because that's definitely not what we want to see with out of these drivers. We don't want to see them using the wall to slow the car down. As the 9 car up front has the lead, but he's going to be taken, he about got taken 3 wide by the 4 car as they all dive down the dog leg to get good starts.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how... Oh, the 22 car goes way low. I wonder if he's trying to come in and pit. Nope. He's just taking a really, really low line.
I think the 20 did get into the 8 in the back, the 8 falling back. I see Fluffy. I'm watching behind the 9 car. Fluffy's looking for somewhere to go. Just there's 4 cars in front of him running double wide that he can't get by right now. And it looks like those 3 of them are going to go wide. He's going to get 3 for 1 there.
And that's good. He looks like he's moving up. He's not wasting any time at all.
And
oh, they're going 4 wide.
And that's just people being too low. They just diving in there. Someone in the back got loose. I think it's just
22. The 22 car.
And the 9 car.
13 hits
like
the wall.
This 9 car is really good at keeping it on this yellow line. But this 14, he's about to groove off of that line. But he is still making a lot of time. In turn 3 and 4, the 14 is able to get all 4 tires on the apron. And it's really helping that car turn. And this 14 definitely looks like he's the better car right now out of all the cars.
Yeah, he's able. It looks like he's diming the corner in 1 and 2.
Here comes the 14.
Yeah.
He's gonna take the lead. The 9 car looking to get back under him, and we have a great battle for the lead.
Yeah, it looks like there's a battle. Looks like there's a battle for 5th as well, behind us. Ooh, they made a little bit of contact.
The 9 car trying to get too much out of it, and here comes the 14 again, another crossover, and the 14 into the 9.
Yeah, I think the 14 was letting him know I didn't really like that move.
In which I think the 9 was just trying to get in front of him, trying to slow his momentum down, trying to keep him from getting to the bottom. Because that's the thing, once you get behind somebody, if you hit the bumper, you're not going to be able to get off of it down to your line. You're just going to have to follow him. And I'm sure he was thinking about that. Fluffy's up to 2nd now. We'll have to see how the early leader of this race and the pole sitter can get to the front.
Ooh.
As the 9 dives down under the 17. Looks like they're racing hard. And that's just going to allow this 14 at T-Wing to get away, though.
It's so early, like there's no need, in my opinion, to be racing this hard so early.
Yeah, it is very early. No clue.
The 2 and the 18 are side by side. Looks like the 2's going to clear them. Everything's getting pretty strung out again. We got the occasional battle going on.
There's a great battle for around 3rd. There's just a cluster of cars just right here.
Yeah, a cluster like 4 or 5 cars. Like the whole field is like around the area of 3rd right now. Ooh, and the 2 and 18 made contact. The 18 and the 2 had this.
It looked like
my mic cut out, but the 2 and the 18 had the same run. The 18 couldn't hold off of the 2, so that made him bump into the 2.
The 2 was trying to stay out of the 9 car, and when he slowed down, the 18 really didn't see it quick enough and just kept his momentum going.
Yep, so that allows the 3 and the 4 to get a run.
You can see there's a bunch of different lines in this group, about 6, 7 cars just around in one area right now.
Yeah,
and as you look, going into this turn 3, the new turn 3, the old turn 1, when they go into it, there's a wall that's right there. If they're not careful, some of these guys are cutting that wall really close trying to get to the apron. It looks like the 9 might be pitting right now. He's staying to the wall. The 9 is going to be pitting. We'll have to see. And that's the thing, this pit line, it's not fully painted, but it's all the way down to that inside wall. That's going to really might decide who gets advantages off of the pit lane. Just based on the fact of how low they might be able to get and how much speed they carry into the pit lane. As the 14 has made a good gap to second, I believe, which is the 2 car. Some people might actually be pitting right now.
Yeah, I think the 17 car pitted. The 17 car is nowhere to be found right now.
It might be him in third, but I don't think that's him. We'll have to look when we come down. And yes, the 17 is on pit road. He's with the 22. And now we'll have to see how this cycles out.
Yeah, it looks like this big group, they're able to keep it pretty much single file.
We'll see if Fluffy, see when he comes out where he is. I think Fluffy possibly might not be in the race anymore. Because cars are just passing him.
You think Fluffy quit?
Yeah, I think Fluffy has backed out of this race. Easily one of the better cars of this race out of it. I don't know if he lagged out.
He may have lagged out.
Hopefully he can stay around, as we are going to try to get an interview with him about the Vegas race.
Yeah, maybe if there's another caution, maybe we can try to get him in a little bit early and get his thoughts on what happened.
I think we might try to get him in here while we are racing. Maybe we can get his insight on what was going on out there. And maybe not. Fluffy might have left the track, actually. I'm getting word. Yeah, Fluffy just might have just disappeared from everywhere. We might not be able to get an interview with our Las Vegas winner tonight. What?
We got a ding-dong bout for third as the 3 car hits the wall.
And the 14 car, he hasn't pitted yet, I don't believe, but we'll have to see.
I think the 9 car may have been on a completely different strategy than everybody else.
And the 9 car did not pit the last cautions. Those last cautions, I don't
Ooh,
so
car hit the wall, 21, it was K-Taddy.
And that might not even matter for him. He is trying to save fuel, I believe. And I believe that, like I said earlier in the race, he wants to save fuel. That is how he thinks he can win, just by saving fuel and keeping his car under him and keeping close enough to the leader to where he can save his fuel enough to get to him.
Yeah, so it looks like third is gonna be Big D, it looks like. I think third or fourth.
And this 14 car, I'm watching his lines, he's not really hitting the yellow line in turns 1 and 2, and he's pedaling the throttle in the middle, and he's doing really well. Turns 3 and 4, he dips his left tires under the yellow line and then washes up a little bit, but uses it to get some speed coming off the corner. So T-Wing here doing a really good job. Left side tires in turns 1 and 2, barely on the rubber path that has been laid down by all these other cars.
It looks like I just saw the 2 car come down pit road.
And that will be interesting, because the 2 car and the 14 car, I don't know, these drivers are able to choose up to 8 people or 8 other drivers in a group that they might be able to like racing with. If they communicate, they might also communicate strategies to see what someone else is doing, but sometimes they also might not, so it'll be interesting to see if other people of the 2 car party decide to follow the 2 car now.
We got a few cars scraping the wall on exit 4 there. Looks like Big D has a strong car right now. It looks like he's
And the
closing up on the
14 is
18.
coming down the pit road. That'll give the lead to the 18 of Noco.
So Noko now, the guy that missed the last 2 races, looks like he's gonna lead this race now.
And he has the 4 of, I
Big D.
Big D is in second. And I'm sure these guys, if the 14 of T-Wing's trying to pit, these guys might be trying to pit here soon.
Yeah, it looks like the 4
And here comes
car
the 4.
decided to come in.
I think his 18 car was going to pit too, but the 4 got under him and enabled him to pit, so the 18 might have to go around. We'll have to see if that affects anything.
That moves the 8 car of Kevin Macy up to second now. Oh,
The
the 8
14 is coming off the pit road right now.
The 8 car is coming in the pit.
I'm not too sure if this 14 didn't speed, honestly. He's about to get passed by this 9 car, but this 9 car did pit earlier than him. But this 9 car, I think for position, is trying to get by this 14. And the way this pit road is, they come off on a straightaway, so when they are speeding up, these guys are getting a huge run through the straightaway, unlike in other tracks where they're coming off in a corner where they can kind of get some speed on baking. You know, on a flat straightaway here, the speeds aren't going to be able to pick up just as fast, especially with how the corners are. This 19 is trying really hard to get to the back of this 14. I think he knows that that's for the potential lead once he stops cycle out. I think the 14 did just pass some other competitors.
Yeah, the 14 and the 9 it looks like they're gonna be 1 and 2 with Big D in third. Now he jumped the 18 after pit stops. It looks like.
I believe if I look through the field, the 22, the 17, and the 21 have retired from the race.
Ooh, I think that's 18 actually right there. And yep, it looks like he's gonna come out probably third or fourth. This is as suspected.
And this 14 and the 9, they come out 1, 2, and the 9 is right there.
It looks like the 14s they'll pull a little bit of a gap on him though. The 9 car goes wide in 3 and 4. Ooh, Big D making a run on the 18 car for third.
And we're getting word that Taddy has lagged out of the race.
Oh.
So that will be unfortunate for him to try to finish this race. I feel like he, on strategy, might have had a shot at this win. And right now, there's not many cars out here with them all spread out. I don't really expect a caution to come out anytime soon either. So these guys are kind of just... These guys are racing till
the end.
I feel.
I feel like the 9 car is letting off a little bit more now to allow the 14 car to get a gap. Maybe saving a bit of fuel.
This 14 car doesn't necessarily... I've always felt that as a leader, you don't, unless you know that you're gonna need to save, usually as a leader, you know you're not gonna save. So that's kind of where people behind them have to wonder if they want to save and if they want to try to maybe save their stuff.
18
so
car in the wall.
I believe that's Fluffy. No, not Fluffy.
No,
Fluffy's
Noko.
out.
Noko in the 18 car.
I think there's a caution.
Oh wow.
There.
I wonder what the caution is for.
I don't see any major incidents.
It may have been 41 possibly, it looks like. I'm not 100% sure. Nobody really did anything.
NASCAR might be throwing out some mysterious
debris caution.
I think there might have been debris from maybe a possible early wreck or maybe some debris of one of the retired cars. Maybe Teddy had left down some oil on somewhere and they don't want to have the driver slide into it. If there's debris, then it's good for NASCAR to keep these drivers safe and try to keep them from just sliding around. So we look at the field, I kind of want to see how many. Yeah, there's only 10 people left, so that's kind of why these guys have been able to spread out more than anything.
Yeah, it looks like they're going 3 wide towards the back. This gives the 4 car a chance to show a little bit of his speed that he hasn't been able to show yet.
Yeah, well, I don't see him passing this 14 to T-Wing. And oh, he's giving him a bump though. That's going to show him off the track, but the 4 is getting a bump as well from the 9, the 9 from the 2. And the 2 gets shoved up by the 18's bumper. It looks like just a freight train and just one person slows down and just makes them all just ram into each other.
People not knowing what to do with other cars around him, it looks like. Noko putting in a strong showing going underneath the 9 car, trying to.
It makes me wonder how many laps there might actually be.
Oh, the 4 car has had an issue.
I think he hit on that apron. Once you hit that black part of it, like the fresh asphalt, that's kind of where it's gonna get you. And I don't know who that was. The 41 or the 13 might have just taken out somebody. Maybe the 3 car. But this 14 car definitely just a better car right now. He's able to keep a good line and he's getting a huge run off the turn 4 right now.
Oh, somebody just hit the inside wall. Let's see who that is.
Someone just did that.
It was the 41 car.
This 18 is trying really hard to get to this 14 right now, but it looks like it's not.
Well, we're going 3 wide into 1. The 20, the 4, and the 13 with a 3 right there behind them.
18 into turn 1. He's diving it in really deep. He's just.
Ooh, the 3 and the 4 in the wall.
Catch. But this 18 just is not able to make up for this extra speed. Here comes the 18 under the 14. He gives him a bump.
Ooh, the 13 hits the 20 into the wall. It looks like we have a few different battles going on the track right now that are. Ooh, 18.
For the lead, the 18. I think he tried to pull like a cut there. He was trying to get. Is coming in on its longer run right now. It's under T-Wing. He's gonna slide up into him. This is gonna be interesting.
I wonder how T-Wing
as a wall.
Yeah. Oh, we got a wreck behind us. A big wreck.
Does that cause a caution? Yes.
Yeah, we had somebody literally just drove into turn 1 and 2, and just wrecked somebody.
And that might be an exact revenge.
Yeah, look. Yeah, it seemed like it to me. I just saw it behind me. It was like the 3 and the 20 car, and somebody else I think as well make contact.
We'll see who those guys might have been. See if we can get any word about it. So now, back to the front, the 18. He's on the outside of the 14.
So I guess they decided to give the 14 the lead at the end of caution. The 9 car goes way low, so is the 88.
Might have been ahead of him though, but I guess NASCAR decided to give the 14 the slot.
Oh, the 8 hit the wall. Everything's all good though.
Right now, it looks like the only person that has something for
Ooh,
T-Wing
the
might
13 just
be
rammed into the 20 car, but the 20 car is able to keep it straight.
I wonder if that's the issue of someone diving it in. He might just be mad at the 20 car. 2 cars got loose coming off of turn 4 there. I think Noko was one of them
Oh,
that's
the
even
4 car
allowed
just got ran
this.
into the wall by the 20.
I think this 20 car is just diving it in right now.
I think some people are just mad at this 20 car and how he's been driving them.
Want to see. I'm watching this 20 car. He's definitely trying to dive it in more than anybody right now.
Ooh, the 8 car is in the wall. He's able to get a run back though on the 18 and Noko though, surprisingly.
This is weird. I'm watching this 20 car. He just wall popped into turns 1 and 2, and he hit the inside wall going into turns 3 and 4. I think definitely this 20 car is wall popping though. And I think that's possibly part of the reason why these guys are trying to keep him out of their way, just because he's not really caring about these other drivers right now. Turns 1 and 2, he races good. It's just, I don't know, I think this 20 car is just off or something right now. Back to the lead.
Yeah, T-Wing is just checking out.
And like I said, I think the only person that might have something for T-Wing is the 18 car, and he's not even close enough to him with 3 drivers in between them each.
New 18 car at the wall coming at it too. Well, if that 20 car is wall popping, he's definitely not gaining any time from it.
No. And I've learned people that can learn the track pretty well, like even New Hampshire. That's a track where if you race with just as a public race or a open race, you could say, those races people wall pop, and the only way they beat is when they wall pop into other drivers. And usually when you have drivers that are racing the race track like it should be raced, they will usually beat a wall popper. It's just unfortunate that we have someone trying to do that, and it's kind of ruining other people's races, like this 4 car. I'm sure he's not going to be too happy.
Yeah, I feel like if the 4 car sees a yellow, he's gonna probably do something to that 20 car.
And we'll have to watch. I feel like the 20 car is just... I feel like the 20 car is kind of like the 22 at Vegas, just a little bit kind of more reckless, just diving it in under people. He just has to understand that other people are trying to race for points right now. And I don't know if he understands that completely. And hopefully, maybe NASCAR or the front office can maybe get something done with that information, or maybe the owners of the car possibly just tell him that he needs to do better, because we don't want to see drivers trying to do unorthodox ways that usually will ruin a car just over and over. As 14 is definitely just pulling away, and the 18 car, I think the 18 car, unless I don't think he can find a way past these guys right now. That's his problem.
Yeah, if the 18 could have been able to find his way around these guys sooner, he'd probably be good, but I think he's used up a lot of his stuff trying to get around them.
That or these other... The other 3 guys are finding ways to run the track, and as you can see, not many people are really running that yellow line, and it's kind of just... I think that's kind of impeding this 18 and Noko's progress, because he wants to get under him, but if he gets under him, it could potentially ruin his race.
Yeah. I feel like
as
the 14
I'm
car is
looking
just
at.
controlling the gap right now between him and the 2 car right now. Because it looks like he's not pulling away, but he's not letting the 2 car close either.
I'm watching the 4 car. The 4 car is about half a straightaway behind the 20, or maybe a straightaway fully. But this 20 car definitely is washing up the track more than you would think someone should here.
Ooh, the 18 car trying on the outside of the 3. Finally trying to make a move around one of those guys.
And he might, oh, he's in the wall though.
Ooh.
That's going to hurt him trying to get by him, and that's going to allow this A car to get into the picture and maybe take his spot away.
No, I don't think he'll take the spot away. He was a little bit too far back.
I just think Noko might be trying to push it too hard as he's in the wall again. We'll have to try to find out how many laps there are.
Ooh, he hit the wall. He hit the inside wall. That's going to allow the 8 car to get a big run on him.
Here comes the A car. The A car is definitely going to clear him there.
Yeah, that's unfortunate right there. He's been.
It looks like the 9 car making a run for second right now.
Oh, the 3 car is in the wall. The 9 car looks like he's gonna pass the 2, maybe.
The 2 car gave him a bump there. Gonna move him up the track. Crossover. We saw this earlier with, I believe, it was, who was it? I think it was T-Wing and someone else, and they kept going. Then finally, one of them wrecked the other. We'll have to see how these two can race each other. This is allowing the 3 car to get into picture. The 3 car dives it in and tries to clip the 2 as the 2 gets back under the 9 car.
Yeah, and all this is doing is allowing T-Wing to pull away as well.
And the 9
Oh,
and
wow.
the 2,
I think
they're going at it right now.
I think the 2
As the
brake
9
checked the
gets
9.
And that might have been trying to keep him behind them, but the 9 gets around with the inside as here comes the 3 for third and possibly second if the 3 can get there. But now the 2 is having to work on the 3 car. As behind them, this 8 and the 18 are racing each other pretty hard.
Ooh,
as
the
well.
2 just lagged into the 3.
The 2 is lagging hard. I think it might be under control again, just... Oh, and the 9 hits the inside wall going into turn 3 there. As if you look up in front of the 9 car, that 14 car is barely still in view.
Here we have a 5 car bout. Oh, looks like the 2 car and the 9 are both coming down pit road.
I will go now to 20.
Ooh, the
Looks
4
like the 4 car has gotten around the 20.
Yeah, I don't know if he bumped the 20 or not, but he did clear him.
This 4 car laying it into this 13 in front of him. The 20's trying to get to the 4 car as well. This is kind of interesting for a back of the pack position race here.
It looks like
As
the
this
13 car is going to come in. I wonder if the 14 car is pitted yet.
Oh, he is still on the track. It looks like everyone else is pitted but him.
Which makes sense because he was out there leading, may have actually been able to save fuel.
I don't think with all these other guys, they're racing pretty hard right now. The 14, I think, might have just put the 9 car maybe 2 or 1 lap down, possibly.
Oh, I think he's coming in. He's coming in right now.
Oh, he about missed pit road there.
He about sped too. Noko's still out there as well, unless he pitted.
I think Noko might have not pitted.
Yes, he's in front of the 9, so I doubt he pitted.
Yeah. He did just get past the 3-2. We'll have to see though.
Oh,
Oh
he's
yeah,
coming
he's
in right
definitely coming
now.
down. Here he comes.
Hopefully he
He
didn't
about
speed.
did the same thing as Fleet. Yeah.
Ooh, the 9 car hits the inside wall again.
Oh, and this 20 car comes off the pit road right behind the 4. Here comes the 13 right with him.
Ooh,
So these three.
I wonder what's gonna happen here.
And we believe the 4 and the 20 have had some issues. The 20 car got loose. I think this 20 car is just has nothing for anybody out here today. And we have word Stranded is saying that he's been wrecked by the same dude, the same guy twice.
Really?
Stranded is the 88. We'll have to see who he is.
I wonder who wrecked him.
I'll try to get an interview with Stranded here while we have some time. Oh no, Stranded might have. Well, Stranded is still in the race, luckily. We'll have to see what he says about it. As back to the lead, it looks like the 2 car might have got some time on the 14, but the 14 is still just kind of slowly pulling away and maybe trying to save his stuff, trying to last most of the race. As with only 10 cars, they're all pretty spread out. It doesn't look like there's going to be too much competition. This 20 car definitely not able to catch anybody. This 18 car, he's by himself. The 41 is by himself.
Everybody's pretty much really spread out at this point.
Yeah. And right now, that's the only person that helps is really the 14 car right now, because he can kind of just keep his mind on his own lines and just pull away like he has been all race.
Yeah, I'm trying to scroll through, see if there's any battles going on, but it looks like the only battle is between the 9 and the 88 right now. Ooh, the 13 car gets put in the wall by the 20.
That's gonna be an interesting development. We'll have to see. They're side by side now. Doesn't look like the 13's looking to repay the favor. And they're in front of the 9 car. We'll have to see what this 20 car does. As here comes the 20 car diving it in there. This 20 car is shaking a little bit. Let's see.
The 20 car is really forcing it in on entry as far as he can go.
Definitely. I think that's he's gonna get to the back bumper of the 13 there.
I feel like he's just gonna try to bump the 13 out of the way going into 3. Or going into 1, I mean. Still getting used to the new turn numbers. Oh, he goes way wide in 1 and 2.
He tried to dive it in there into the back to the 13. This is it's not for the lead, but this is, oh, here he comes.
Oh, there he goes. There he goes.
Have to see what the 13. Here comes the 13. He hits him, and
then the 20 car goes wrecked. Wow.
An interesting development here. This 20 car, we're gonna have to see, because now he has 2 people around him that are not even on its lap. We're gonna have to see how he races these guys.
Looks like he's gonna let the 88 go, maybe? Nope. Oh, the 13 car hits the wall.
Oh, 13 might be lagging a little bit. We'll have to see. As these guys, the 9 is catching the 13. This might get the 20 to the 13. This 88 behind the 20 is smart. He just stays away. And definitely kind of wall popping there was the 20. Into the
Definitely.
wall. And this 88 car kind of can't do anything because if he goes by him, if this 20 car dies by him, it's just, that could ruin this 88 race. And the 13 put in the wall by the 9. The 9 is loose. This 88 looking to come around.
Wow.
The 88 is around the 9 now. The 9 looks like he just ran out of room with the 13.
The 88 just put the 13 in the wall. And now the 9 car is back around. Yep, I think it does.
There's a caution.
Wow.
And that will. Oh, and on the front stretch, the 8 car was around. So there might have been 2 different wrecks at the same time. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, very interesting development there. The 8 car wrecks. I don't know who caused that wreck. We weren't really focused on that one so much. It looked like he was around the 4 and the 41. So I don't know if maybe they were involved too. But that's going to bring the field right back to the 14. This is exactly not what the 14 was looking for.
But I'm sure the 18, I feel, is the only one that still can only have a chance at anything, you know?
Yeah.
I'll be watching from the 41 behind everybody. We'll have to see how this works out. Or find the 20 car. Definitely.
Let's see what the 20 car does here.
He does well going into turn 1. Looks like up front the 14's kind of just trying to get away from this.
Ooh, the 9 car hits the wall in the middle of the straightaway.
Here comes the 88 under this 20 and the 9.
Ooh, somebody hit the wall on the inside. Who hit the wall on the inside wall?
And the 3. I think it was the 3 car. He just blocked the 88 though. Oh, and the 13 just wrecked.
Oh, Noko hit the inside wall coming out of 1 and 2. The 88 flipped. But Noko, earlier, I said there's a car that hit the inside wall. That was Noko, so Noko's going to be in the back probably on this next restart. Because they went 5 wide and Noko just ran out of room and hit the wall.
The caution there is for the 13. He just dove it in. He took out the 88 and I think he took out. He might have just taken out the 88 and got the 18 involved in it.
Yeah, Canfield just dive bombs the 88.
And that'll be interesting. Canfield is not a bad driver, but that's kind of interesting. I didn't see that out of the driver like him to just do that. I don't know if that was just a stunt to get a caution to come out, and we'll have to see. I haven't got any word of how many laps are left.
Oh, the 9 car didn't like it. The 9 car didn't like what the 13 car is
doing
doing and spun.
And
Caused another yellow.
Caution. And the snowball effect is happening again.
Yep, the 41 got caught up in the 9 car, just bullshit right there. Along with the 3. Because it looked like the 3 car wanted to wreck the 13.
It looks like the 13 might have wrecked Terry 5X in the 41 and the 88. That's where you get in call outs over the radio. RKM, I think, just took blame for that last wreck. And we're just hearing radio.
Stranded said he does it to everyone, and then so it looks like it's just what he's doing right now.
And that's not even just him. I think him and the 20, they're both kind of just doing it together. The 20 has been worse than the 13. He hasn't been around as many cars. And we're getting word from the officials in the booth that the 13 needs to fall back to the rear, so we will have to see how this ends out. I think we'll have to see if the 13 actually goes.
Ooh, the 20 just hit the 3 and the 20 make contact. I feel like that's a little bit unfair for Canfield because the 20 car has been worse and they didn't even tell him anything.
And who knows? I don't know if anybody's not just saying the 20 car, if they're just saying that he's wall pop. Well,
The 9 car just moved the 13 out of the way again.
we'll have to see, because maybe they just think the 20 car wasn't intentional. But, I mean, I feel like intentional wrecking, I mean, if he's going to dive it in under somebody and use them, I still feel like that's kind of intentional wrecking.
Yeah. I mean, it all comes down to how they feel about it, to be truthful.
We'll have to see as the 3 go by him. Looks like this 20, maybe.
Ooh, 2 car in the wall. 4 car is gonna, Big D is gonna try to go around him.
And getting word, I've talked to the officials about the 20 car. They're saying that they agree, but I think they're trying to say that Canfield was actually just intentionally wrecking and not just running into people. But I still feel like it's intentional wrecking if you just run someone over. That's just me, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of agree with you a little bit. Looks like there's a 4 car battle for 4th place behind these 3. What the 2 and the 4 are going side by side.
I think the officials have told Angler to be quiet over the radio about penalties being issued right now. I think he's just trying to add some input and gets kind of egging on the officials to park him. I don't think he needs to be doing that right now. This kind of has been a edgy race right now, just with all kinds of stuff. Someone in the back has spun, I believe.
Oh, it was the 20 car. The 20 car of Roofer.
Up front, the 4 and the 2 are kind of catching this 14 car right now.
They were a little bit closer and they've been going kind of side by side, but it looks like those 2 together are faster than the 14.
This 18 just got loose. He just slammed the inside wall. He was under the 8 and the 9.
Yeah, he did that earlier in the race, just kind of slammed the inside wall. The 9 car goes wide, the 8 car gets right up to his back bumper.
Up front, this 2 and 4, they're racing each other, but they're kind of catching this 14 car right now.
Which you would think them racing together would kind of slow them down, but it's really not.
I think it's kind of helping him, because just, I'll know, but maybe the 14 is kind of laying off. Maybe they're getting close to the end and fuel mileage might be coming into play. As here comes the 4 dive bombing under the 2. The 2 gonna
once they start racing like this, now the 2 car fell into that trap of where he got loose, and then the car just doesn't want to correct itself, and it goes straight in the wall.
That seemed like it's been the theme with a lot of these guys. They just get too low going in there.
Well, there's been plenty of times where I've been on the actual racing service and get loose, and then I just can't correct. It just doesn't allow me the chance to correct it, and I just go straight into the wall.
And here we're getting some radio chatter. Pro Angler, I not quote, he said, how TF is he gonna go to the rear when he's usually in the back anyway? So Angler throwing some shots about this penalty. If you don't know, official penalties get announced to the whole field usually. I don't think the 13 has gone to the rear yet though, as he's still racing this 8, 2, and the 3. Don't forget the 8 and the 3 are satellite teammates of this 13 car.
Well, it looks like they said Angler's done for this race. They told him to park it.
And now, I think.
Ooh, and he gets a 1 race suspension as well.
We might have to see because is the race over? Oh no, the 4 car is around.
Wow,
We'll have
Big
to
D
see
is
how
around.
that was. But in words, I think Angler's kind of pushing the officials right now. I think the officials are kind of just getting over it. We'll have to see what happens after the race with the main official Taddy here. That's gonna be big, possibly, just because this is kind of just getting out of control and on the radio between the officials and Angler hasn't really been an issue this race. He's kind of just been silent until now.
Yeah, I think Angler
As
is just
we have
mad
changes up front.
about
The
what's been
2
going
cars
on.
ahead of the 14. To see how this works out, the 2 has the line over the 14. We'll have to see how this works. In the back, the 41 just out of the line already, as everyone kind of behind the 13 right now. Just kind of getting that chance to spread out as this 14 is trying to get to the 2 car. This will be an interesting battle for the lead.
Yeah, this is the first time we've really seen the 14 have to try to work his way around somebody for a while.
I think this is the first time he's had someone else in the lead other than Fluffy at the beginning of the race. This is kind of interesting too, because it doesn't seem like the 14 is kind of able to get just right past him. You would think with the car he has he would be, but maybe with dirty air is kind of making this car different. But we've seen faster cars be able to get around other cars. This here he comes around the outside of this 2 cars.
We got a 3-wide battle between the 18, the 13, and the 4. Ooh, they squeezed the 13 at Canfield. And then the 18 and the 4 make a slight bit of contact. Ooh, the 14 got around the 2 for the lead. We got a new lead change.
And that's just going to help the 14 get around.
Ooh, the 14 and the 8 make... The 18 and the 4 make contact.
And back here, the 13, the 88, and the 20 are all together right now. I think they're kind of just hanging out maybe a little bit right now.
Hopefully.
And here comes the 88 under the 13. We'll have to see how this ends out. 88 stays off of him, the 13 with a run. That'll help the 13 stay ahead. But this 88 definitely looks like he's faster and trying to get around them. But this place is kind of hard to pass unless you have just a definite better car than the other guy.
Yeah, the 2 car... Ooh, the 2 car hits the inside wall. That allows the 3 car to get up to him. 3 car gonna try to maybe use the outside. Nope.
So the feel this 14 is slowly pulling away from the 2. So I think this 14 is definitely in the running to go.
Ooh, the 2 and the 3 make... The 3 bumps the 2 out of the way. The 2's probably gonna try to repay the favor later on in this race, maybe even right now.
Let's say pull a crossover. We've seen when 2 cars battle, if they're close to the same, they'll cross over each other a lot of times. Kind of looks like this 3 though is going to be pulling away here. And
Now
don't
let's see.
forget the 2 car did not pit the last time, I don't believe. So he might be on older tires.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if this 3 car can start gaining on the 14 here.
We'll have to see. As back in the pack, we have the 9 car behind the 2 of, I think 9 car is RKM. Then we have NOCO for the 4 car of, I think, Big T. Behind them, you have the 13 of Canfield. Then the 20, who the 20 is up to the 13 now. This will be one of the interesting battles. 20 is past the 13. These two are kind of the talk of the race right now, just by the way they're racing. But as the 20 wall pops, the 13 just trying to get to him, and the 88 is not happy with the 13. He just gave the 13 a shot and kind of sent the 18 around. We'll have to see this story develop more. As up front, the 4 is under the 9.
The 18 got around the 9 earlier, and now he's going after the 2 car for third
Like
place.
this 3 car is kind of catching this 14 car. If you
Yeah.
ask me.
I feel like the 3 car had a stronger car than what everybody was probably thinking.
And maybe it's just because he's actually up front now, so he might be able to show us.
Oh, the two car has been going really slow all of a sudden. I don't know what happened there. The 2 car is just going really slow. It's weird.
So is this 13. This 13's kind of just running the high line. He's kind of like letting people go.
Ooh, the 2 car isn't pitting, but he's way off the pace for some reason.
Yeah, so is the 13 car.
Do you think maybe he let him go so he can save fuel, maybe?
Maybe, or so. Oh no, this 13 car is going pretty slow too. He's like, he's barely even running good lap times.
Oh, the 9 car's on pit road.
And that might be it. We might be getting close towards the end of the race, and fuel's becoming a factor. This 14 car is catching the 8 car, I believe.
Yeah, we don't got it. No one has it.
The 3 car is catching the 14 though, it looks like. The 8 car wisely letting the 14 car go here.
We'll have to see if he'll get out of the way for the 3 car. 3 car
Ooh, he
catching
comes
right
up
about time.
into
Here
him.
comes the 8.
Wow.
The 8 puts the 3 in the wall teammates there. You would think the guy would race first place harder than second, but we see here second place guy racing.
That was definitely weird to see. I was not expecting that at all.
Here these guys come around Canfield, I believe. For some reason Canfield's racing pretty slow right now.
I wonder if he's
like,
waiting for somebody.
We'll have to see. As the 8 car got into the wall there.
I wonder if the 8 car is just trying to cause a caution.
I think he's not. I mean, he's kind of just. He's just going by the 13 now. He's just. I think he's one of the slower cars that he's just not able to do anything really. 13 into the wall. And I wonder maybe if the 13 just has so much damage right now, maybe it's just hurting his car.
Maybe.
Have damage onto the trace. He's getting passed by the 20. This is gonna be the car because of the 88.
Yeah, the 18 car and the 4 car are in 3rd and 4th right now.
Yeah, the 13 is kind of just running around. He's not really racing. Maybe we'll see if we can't get some information from Canfield if he's trying to do something, but he's just kind of slow against the wall right now. He's not really racing that fast. He's going about 120 if I had to guess mile per hour just to run the whole track against the wall. He's just, I don't know, it's kind of interesting if you ask me. I don't know if he's waiting for somebody, seeing if he knows where they are or something, but...
So what now?
The 3 and the 14 are keeping the same gap. Nobody's really losing time anymore. It looks like.
And this 13 kind of racing now again. The 41 is up to his bumper. I don't know if that's the guy he was waiting on or the 13 is going now. Canfield, he's back up and running now. He might have just had some electrical issues in his car, might have just slowed him down. Back up to the front, this 14. This 3 car is, he's kind of keeping the same gap, but I don't know. The 14 car sounds like he's kind of trying to save right now. He's not really getting onto the gas as harsh as you would think he should be. And there might be a caution now. Nope. So what is the 14 doing here then?
He's saving fuel, it looks like. He's definitely.
And I think we might be coming to the end.
He's definitely saving fuel.
Let's get to the 3 here, see if we can't see what he's gonna do.
It seems like he's backing off a little bit too, but just not as much as the 14.
Oh yeah, they're definitely trying to save right now. The 3 and the 14, they're kind of flirting with each other. Here comes a 3. He's kind of passing the 14. We're gonna have to see. Do they try to race each other now? Or does the 3 just try to follow the 14 and try to make him push?
Ooh,
Here comes the 14 up into the 3.
Ooh.
I wonder how late we are in the race that they're having to do this. This is allowing people behind him to catch up, like the 18. Did the 18 possibly pit already though?
No, I don't think. I think the 18 backed way off as well. The 14 car goes wide.
These two are letting this 18 car come fast.
I think the 14 might have just gotten way tight, and the 3 car wasn't expecting it.
What was that you just watched?
We'll have to see though how this race ends up. I don't know how long they have the race. But this 3 car, I don't think he's trying to even pass the 14 right now. He's kind of just, oh, here he goes.
Ooh, there we go.
He hits the 14.
Yeah, I think he wasn't too happy about the move the 14 made earlier.
Kind of just a little, you do this to me, I do it back to you. But here's the 18 now. He's coming for the lead.
I think the 18 thinks he might be good on fuel, so I think. Ooh, he pushes the 3 car in the wall, so everybody's pushing the 3 car in the wall right now.
I think the 8 car is laps down, or is a lap down at least, so I believe. So that's not gonna matter. It's the 18 too.
Maybe the 18 is a lap down. I'm not sure.
We'll have to see here because here comes the 9 as well, and I think the 9 did pit.
The 9 did pit,
And so
yes.
Definitely the 3 and the 14 are saving right now because everyone is getting by them and coming up on them.
If these two can just race it clean, we'll have a good battle, but let's want to race clean.
Yeah, the 14 and the 3 are just, I think they're trying to stay ahead of each other, trying to dictate the pace that they want to run, but I don't think either one of them want to understand that this 20 car is coming up behind him too. He's washing up the track. They're gonna have to think about that. The 3 hits the wall.
I think the three should back off and just wait for the 14 to run out of fuel. Because the 14 is backing off a lot more than the 3 is. Oh, they just won the race. The race for them just ended.
And there's the race, the 14 of
T-Wing.
T-Wing. He'll go 2 out of the last 3. We'll have to see if we can't get him into our station or our booth to get an interview here for the winner. This was a kind of a crazy race. So let's see if we can't get him in here.
So I think T-Wing won 2 races, I think, actually. He won the first race and the last race.
So that's gonna boost him in standings now. And that's gonna really help when Chase comes around. We have some things coming in. Someone asking about Noko. Noko isn't able to hear though.
Yeah, T-Wing won the first race, Fluffy won the second race, and then T-Wing just won ISM.
See, the 20 is
taking me 10 years. I ain't got time to do it.
Proofer.
Oh, Proofer's trying to say who have I ran over.
Because I've got time to do it.
Or
Literally
he
everyone.
can say that, but we've been in this broadcast with watching, so I don't know why he's. And that's the thing; these teams kind of listen to.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get T-Wing in here. Oh, maybe not. Okay. The other one was Fluffy, I think, right?
Nope. I missed that by like 5 tiers.
Oh, so it was Noko. So it looked like you and the 10 car early on were the 2 cars to beat, with Fluffy kind of that 3rd car up with you guys.
Dang, that concussion lasts way too damn long.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like you were one of the cars to beat. You guys kind of got shuffled back at one point, and me and Razor were interested to see how you guys were gonna make it up, and you were the one to make it up the quickest, and you were just able to. Oh, my bad. I thought you might have fallen back at one point because of strategy by other people.
Yeah, I don't got the game there.
Because I know there was one point you were like, I think 5th, and you had to get around some guys.
I had more time to play when I was in Chicago.
Yeah, you were just able to keep yourself out of trouble in that first race, which was good.
Bro, that concussion. God. Oh, I just walked through some bullets. Damn, man.
Yeah, I saw you and the 3 car slowing down a lot towards the end of the race. You guys were probably both saving fuel, I assume.
Oh, he got the knife. Strike me. How you get that? Oh, I bet you they gonna be like, what the hell?
Wreck each other.
Ah. Oh, how did I not get one of them? I'm trying to kill people with these tomahawks. They come out your hand way too slow compared to other Call of Duty games.
Yeah, you're definitely the best car that entire race. You're definitely dominant.
I think. I don't know how I came first. I didn't do that good. Why you be showing all these accounts that get locked or be locked? What was that?
Yeah, so what take us to the last few laps. Like what did you see when you were kind of gaining on the 3 and T-wing here in the 14? Yeah, T-Wing was telling us towards the end of the race there, you kind of had a, like, what was it, T-Wing, like what, 20% on your right front? Yeah, so that was probably one of the contributing factors along with fuel.
So that was Snoop Dogg? Oh, there's an actual video? Yeah, let me see it. Whenever you get the chance. Oh, I gotta follow it.
Yeah, I feel like those cautions, especially that first yellow, was kind of really mistimed for T-Wing, because I was telling Larson here that, you know, T-Wing basically had like a big monster lead on everybody, and there's like no chance he was going to catch him.
Damn, what? Yeah, that was a crazy part. Is his daughter Santa?
Yeah, and Noko, I do remember there was one point in the race where I was telling Larson that there was a car that took it like 4 or 5 wide on the inside line. I saw it was you that hit the inside wall at one point.
Somebody up on this flag, man. What the hell? Damn, man.
Yeah, well, that was a really good job by both of you guys. Teammate, congrats on your win at Atlanta. Noko, congrats on your win at ISM. Couldn't get the Vegas winner Fluffy in here though, sadly, but congrats on you guys racing. Yeah, you too. That race at Martinsville, I feel like it's going to be a really hectic, caution-filled race. Oh yeah, definitely.
This is
Yeah, which is surprising in itself, but you know. Definitely. Definitely. Well, that does it for our broadcast. We had Crocodile and Larson in the booth. The first race we did have Razor, but he could not join us for the last two races. We had a good weekend, and yeah.